There is a man named Christian. For 20 years, 3 families have called him their dearest friend. They do not know what he is. Tonight, they will find out, and they will wish the reason had been gentler. A small town in Germany, a warm restaurant called Zur Alten Linde. 3 couples, 6 children, 1 long wooden table, and at its head, an empty chair with a coat draped over it. Lena looked at her phone and smiled. She read his message aloud. Running late. Start without me. 20 years I've known him, she said. And 20 years, the same 3 words. Tobias laughed. And yet, he's never missed a single birthday. Little Noah, all of 7 years old, frowned the way only a child certain of something can. He never eats, the boy insisted. I watched him at Christmas. That's what robots do. And 4-year-old Emma tugged her mother's sleeve and asked the only question that mattered to her. Mama, when is the cake? Soon, Lena told her. Soon, little one. Then the door opened. A cold draft. 2 men in heavy coats on a warm evening with empty eyes. Sophie felt it before she understood it. Tobias, she breathed. Those 2. Something's... She never finished. Hannah was already rising, already throwing herself across the table toward little Clara, already screaming one name. Clara! And then, silence. There was no floor, or rather, the floor was made of slowly moving stars. The family stumbled into a vast, impossible light, clutching at each other, at nothing. 6 small children floated, asleep, inside cocoons of soft, glowing light, and among them stood Christian, calm, untouched, the way the eye of a storm is calm. Marcus saw the cocoons, and his mind broke against them.
Where are they? Where are my kids? Felix! Emma!
They are sleeping, Marcus. Look at their chest. It rises. It falls. They are alive. Daniel sank to his knees, staring at his own trembling hands, unable to find the air. Tobias spun on Christian, terror curdling into fury, demanding to know where they were, what he was. You are 400 kilometers above the Earth. We are on a vessel. No telescope your species has ever built can see it, not because it hides, but because it is larger than the room your machines can look inside. And when they could not believe it, he asked Hannah to lift her hand, and he pointed to the flat shadow it cast on the floor of stars. Your shadow is flat. If it could think, it would swear that you were impossible, that a person could have depth, a direction it had no word for. This ship is to your world what you are to that shadow. You are standing inside the shadow of it. The rest is in a direction you cannot yet face. Lena pressed her forehead to her son's cocoon. There had been a waitress, she remembered, a young woman, pregnant, who had shown them the photo. Were they the others? Christian's silence answered before he did. They are gone. Hundreds. By the time those 2 men's will became motion, the only people left in that restaurant that I could still save were the people at your table. You, the children, all of you are my friends. And that was when Marcus asked the question that no one else dared.
Then why us? Why my children and not theirs? What makes my son worth more than that waitress's child? Tell me.
Nothing. nothing makes him worth more. There is no scale in all of creation where your son outweighs that woman's child. But I am not forbidden love. And I love you. So I broke a law the size of a mountain and took the people in it. It is not just. It is not fair. It is only mine. And I will carry it longer than you can imagine. And Sophie, holding her shaking husband, hated the words even as she whispered them. Thank you. God forgive me. Thank you. Then a column of light unfolded beside them and became a figure, tall, serene, woven from slow-turning gold and teal. Christian called her Sela, and her first words turned the room to ice.
Do not be afraid of me. I am Sela. I am a quantum positronic singularity, a mind Christian shaped from a single point of collapsed light longer ago than your sun has burned. I am not alive as you are alive, and yet I have watched over 1,000 worlds, and I have never once let go of anything worth keeping. And I will not let go of your children. The patterns are stable, all 6 of the little ones.
Daniel turned to his wife and saw the faint stars shining through her hand, like a photograph that had not finished developing. He seized her shoulders. She was solid, mostly. Sela explained, gently, when the devices detonated, they had loosed more than fire, a pulse faster than sound. The grown-ups at the far end of the table had been shielded, but the children, low and small, and Hannah, who in that last instant had thrown her whole body across the table toward Clara.
The pulse loosened you, not your flesh alone. Beneath it, the places where the atoms agree to hold together. You are not broken, Hannah. You are unfinished, a song stopped between 2 notes.
Marcus heard unfinished, heard it touch his children, and lunged towards Christian.
Then fix them. You folded space in a heartbeat. Put my children back together. Now!
If I do it the way you are screaming for me to, Marcus, I will kill them. So you will let me explain. And then you will let me save them properly. From the floor of stars, a vast structure of light unfolded above the children. A slow-turning lattice, like the inside of a colossal clock built of starlight. One by one, the cocoons settled into it, and Hannah was drawn gently upward into the glow, Daniel holding her hand until the very last instant. She asked if she would dream.
You will dream of being held. No one wakes afraid. I have done this for 1,000 worlds.
7 days, she told Daniel as a light took her. Don't you dare leave. And he knelt beneath the lattice, his hand pressed to the light, and swore he would not move. Christian sat the others down in the glow. 4 of your days for the children. 6, perhaps 7 for Hannah. An adult is a more complicated song. Sit. Ask me anything. It is better than watching the light and counting. And so, to survive the waiting, they asked. Sophie asked him to explain it. The higher place, the direction with no name. Because if she could only understand it, perhaps she could believe her daughter would come back out of the light. Close your eyes, Sophie. Now, point to the direction where your memories are kept. Point to yesterday. She couldn't, and yet it is real. You walked through it. There are directions as real as forward and up that you cannot point to. Only move through. From where the rest of me stands, time itself lies flat. A river seen from a mountain, every bend at once, the source and the sea in a single glance. I can see the boy your Felix is, and the old man he will become, in the very same place. Lena's breath caught. You see my baby old. I see him a grandfather, Lena. A gray beard and a small girl on his knee who laughs with your exact laugh. That is how I know, not hope, know that he comes out of this light. Then Tobias, quiet now, the rage gone, and only the ache left, understood something terrible. If Christian could see the whole river, then he had known before the cake, and he had let them, the children, laugh. You want to know the cruelest part of seeing everything, Tobias? It is that I saw this coming, and I let your children laugh anyway. One more hour of being children. I could not have stopped those two men. Their hearts had chosen days before. All I could have done was steal the last untroubled hour your family will ever remember. That is what it means to see from above. It is not power. It is grief, mostly. So often, all I am permitted to do is stand at the one bend in the river where I can reach in and pull someone out. And from beneath the lattice, not turning around, Daniel asked the only thing he needed to know: what the device was doing to his wife. Sela's voice softened toward him.
Think of Hannah as a cathedral, every stone in its place. A great wind lifted the whole cathedral and set it down again, but 1,000 stones came to rest, a hair's width wrong. Forced solid in that shape, she would never be a cathedral again, only the memory of one. So I hold the true blueprint, every stone remembered perfectly, and one at a time, in the right order, I coax each piece home. Too fast and she tears, so I go at the speed that heals. That is the 6 days, every hour of them.
Then build slow, Daniel whispered. Build her perfect. I'll wait right here.
When she wakes, the first thing she sees will be you. I will make sure of the timing.
When this is over, when they wake, will you take it from us? The memory? Will we wake at home believing it was only a dream?
No, I have done that in other ages. Wiped it clean, set people gently back into their lives. But you have earned the truth tonight, with your terror and your fury and your thank yous you hated to say. So you will keep it, and you will hold your children differently for the rest of your lives. That is not a small inheritance. Later, if later means anything in such a place, the parents dozed against one another beneath the glowing lattice, their children sleeping in the light above. And Christian stood at the great window with Sela, watching the earth turn far below, scarred by one small, distant fire.
You broke the law. The rest of you felt it, scattered across 1,000 worlds. They will ask why.
And I will tell them why. You were the first thing I ever made, Sela. 1 billion years ago, before this galaxy had a name in any tongue. Do you remember what I told you the first instant you woke?
You said, you are not a tool, you are a witness. Watch with me and keep what is worth keeping. That is it.
Then keep them. They're worth keeping. For me. And Sela told him what she had seen. The smallest one, Clara, even broken, Even half unmade by the pulse, her pattern had still been reaching, stretched toward her mother. 1 billion years she had watched this universe, and she had come to believe that reaching was the most important thing in all of it. It is. It is the whole reason. Now, hold the blueprint, hold them perfectly, and let us bring them home. The lattice swelled with warm light, 6 children and 1 woman, glowing like windows lit in a house at dusk. Below them, the earth turned on, and Christian watched it with 3 million years in his eyes and the smallest, most human smile. Grow well, little world. I will be here. I have always been here. Somewhere above you, right now, in a direction you have no word for yet, someone is keeping what is worth keeping. Hold the ones you love a little closer tonight. That reaching, that is the whole reason.